dad and mom divorced.
They divorced.
Dad remarried.
Yeah.
Who were you staying with? Who raised you?
My dad raised me because my mom physically and mentally went through something, and physically and mentally she couldn't take on me and my sister.
Yeah.
I think the idea that I have of what a mom should look like, it's not my reality of who my mom is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like in love with the idea that I'm trying to make happen.
Mm-hmm. And every time you see her, you're what?
Disappointed or mad or upset or trying to make that real.
Mm-hmm. So you keep breaking your own heart over and over again.
Jesus. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this idea you have continues to disappoint you, not your mom. I want to be clear on that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we realize our fairy tale ideology keeps breaking me, not this person, then it shifts us from mad, angry, upset to compassion.
Wow.
To understanding.
Wow.
To now we can have an intimate relationship. It breaks down the barriers that keep you from everything you really want anyways.
Like the reality opposed to the illusion.
Yeah. So what is the reality about her that pains you the most? That you're openly okay with talking about? What is that reality that when you think of it, you find yourself not wanting to think or talk or ponder or ruminate in that? Because that's the part that says, when I'm with my friends, I don't gotta feel this. So let me pivot over here. What is that truth?
I know, like when I hear her voice or I see her physical state, that triggers me. And I don't know if it's like I'm getting angry.
At what? Yes. I'm getting angry at what? What are you mad about?
That this is her condition because of the choices she made. It's literally a constant battle. Like I'd be like,
it's internal struggle.
Back and forth, back and forth. Just the way I feel and the way I show up doesn't align with what I know. Like, I know, like.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sit in that. Stay there.
This is so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I know that one mistake cost her whole life. She suffered enough. I know that she's happy. Like, she's fine. I know that for me to move on, I have to forgive her. I know that she loves me so much. I know that she regrets what she did. I know all of those things. But when I show up, the way I feel and the way I show up doesn't align with what I know.
I think having a conversation with your dad, with your family, with mom, if possible, saying, look, it's time. I'm at a crossroads with my healing and with God. I'm on my Moses journey.
Yep.
I'm at the Red Sea. God finna part it. And I want to walk. That means that when you trot your little tail across that Red Sea, B, ain't no footprints because the land is dry.
Yeah.
He closes it back up. So you can't go back. Otherwise, you demise. You can't swim back. But also, your past that was trying to come across with you, which is the Philistines trying to get Moses, can't get across either. No. But more than that, because it was dry land, you ain't got no residue on your feet once you cross over. That's what healing does. That's what healing does. You are out of prison.
Yeah.
But when you get to the Red Sea, it ain't you that is sitting there having to ask God where and why. God said, I parted it. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? So that's where I feel you are on your healing journey. You're having a conversation saying, I'm ready to tell my story, my truth, which involves y'all. Amen. But I do respect y'all and I do love you. So I want to ask you, are you not okay with it? Because you're not asking for permission, but are you all ready for me to tell this story?
Yeah. And
do you want to talk about it and process it before I do? So that you allow them to be a part of the journey. You telling your truth just makes them look in the mirror at who they really are. That is the first steps to healing.
What I realized in my adult relationships, I didn't even know how much in bondage I was in until I got out of it. like you start to lose yourself. You go down this rabbit hole of people pleasing and losing your personality and your mind and your calmness. Like now you're anxious, you're depressed. And then once I got out of it, I was like certain friendships, certain relationships, walking away, letting go of friends and people. I'm like, I haven't whistled in 6 years. I was in bondage. I wasn't depressed. I was in a relationship that didn't allow me to be my full authentic self. And once I got out of it, I was like, this is what true joy feels like. This is what true peace feels like. This is what sleeping at night feels like.
Right.
So once I got out of it, I was like, wow, like I see why people stay, because they're like, oh, I'm happy. You don't even know.
Because they learn how to survive in the dysfunction.
You don't even know what you're
becomes
missing.
their norm. That becomes their norm.
And it becomes it becomes okay. You have no idea what God has.
It becomes the bar for them. There is no other bar. That's the norm. That's where it becomes most painful and most dark. Because it gotta go dark for us to ask for God to show us the light switch.
Yeah.
Lead us there. What does that look like? But remember, when you turn the lights on, you see everything. Most people stay in the darkness because they really don't want to see.
Wow.
They really don't want to see. Because the last time they seen, their heart was shattered. And so why would I want the lights back on again?
Yeah.
To experience that?
Leave them off.
Leave them off.
Wow.
So let's stay in the lights off dysfunction. Let's stay in the lights off people-pleasing relationships. Keep the lights off. I just won't whistle. Keep the lights off. I just won't have my happy.
Wow.
In fear of what I've already seen.
No.
But then God also says, call those things that you see as though they are what you'd have them to be. But how do you call anything that you're in the dark of? You can't see.
You can't see.
So being in the dark you're at a total disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because you can't call a thing what you want it to be if you don't see a thing.
Yeah.
If you're in these relationships where you see nothing, it's the norm.
Yeah.
It's about being able to sit in the truth with the lights on, take inventory of what's in the damn room and say this, that has to go.
Mm-hmm.
And if I got to feel a certain way for a while,
that's just what
fine.
it is.
Because one thing about feelings for sure, they fluctuate. They come and they go. They're not going to be there forever, good or bad. And feelings are what people fear the most. When if you stay in the dark, you still going to feel different things.
Right. You still going to feel it. It's like choose your hard. The dark is hard. Going to the light is hard.
But the light gives you a place where you can now have freedom. You can now create.
Have freedom.
Dark just gives you nothing.
Hamster wheel.
That's all you're doing.
Okay.